your honest thoughts on you and Kyra. Kyra, at the end, you chose Kyra. I want to know why you chose Kyra, knowing that, and especially at that conversation where she told you, she's still not convinced by you fully. She said she was moving towards you, but she wasn't fully convinced, and she wasn't going to just say AJ all of a sudden. But you decided to choose her, and I want to know why you switched. Why was there a switch? Because you had Alexis in mind.
Man, so like, no one knew what I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
They was just basically like, yo, you're gonna have 2 dates.
Mm-hmm.
You got a date with Kyra and Alexis, and you seen I was struggling with it, and I didn't know how it was gonna go or what it was I was gonna pick, and it was a lot of stuff that had happened and that were outside things that were influences to that. But it was one thing that, happened with Tommy when I was there at that fence. And I ultimately said it to Kyra when she asked me when we were sitting down, after the fact, right? And I said, hey, sometimes it's not about necessarily making a choice that you feel is right at the time. Sometimes it's about making the choice that if you didn't make it, you feel like you would always question what if. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what Kyra was, you know what I'm saying, in that situation. She was somebody that I could see it being a great situation and going far. It was something that I had tried in the past. And to think about how serendipitous that is, right? For you to be from the same place, went to the same high school, and just barely miss each other in Chicago, to meet in Houston, to have a terrible day, to, have all of that be the case, and then to be on a television show where you had the date. So it's like, and then, you know what I'm saying? Obviously it makes for like a really dope story, but that wasn't anything that swayed me in that situation. It was just, this was somebody that I had already had interest in, and they also were a pretty smart choice, right? You know what I'm saying? So Kyra's beautiful. She's presents very well. She's well-spoken, articulate, established, didn't have kids, had never been, married, but it was like, oh, okay, I didn't know necessarily, I didn't get in there with her to see if there was trauma there. She didn't wear it on her sleeve, but she doesn't wear it on her sleeve. So it was, with other women, you could kind of see, from their previous situations and relationships, it was still things that they needed to kind of, work through or work on. And, not to say that I'm also don't have my own stuff, right? But if you could pick, you want to pick the least amount of baggage. And she was one of the youngest women there. And so I want kids. I don't have any kids, you know what I'm saying? So just that whole thing of